There's only one country in Africa that was never truly colonized, a land where some traditions reach back thousands of years, and where all of humanity originated, Ethiopia. A country of extremes, ancient tribes and big cities, lush highlands and some of the harshest deserts on earth. Places so surreal, they feel almost unreal. In this first video of a two-part documentary series from our Ethiopia adventure, I will take you into the Omo Valley to meet some of the most fascinating tribes on the planet. So we just arrived to Ethiopia, to Addis Ababa. We are just outside the airport. Finally got here because it was one of the hardest entries to any country I've experienced so far. We came through the customs and they stopped us. They wanted to check all of our bags and they found a drone. But for the drone to enter, you have to have a special permit, which we had. We have a special permit from two different ministries of tourism and some national security aviation, and we had it printed. We showed it to them. The big problem that they don't have it on their email. And even though we were arguing with them for half an hour or almost 1 hour, in the end we had to keep the drone inside and we have to pick it up in the morning. So maybe we will see. So now it's almost 1:15 in the morning and we finally, hopefully, will get to our hotel. And good morning from the capital of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. We are now deep inside the largest open-air market in all of Africa. We just hopped off the car and are now walking here. Everyone is selling something, many shops. This is actually the first time I've ventured into the heart of Africa, because I've been to Namibia, South Africa, or Morocco, Egypt, but this real part of Africa is the first time for me. And I believe these following 2 weeks will be absolutely insane, because we will visit, hello! And I believe these 2 weeks will be absolutely insane, because we will venture not only here around Addis Ababa, but also deep to the south to meet some of the most fascinating tribes, and also we'll then get all the way to the north and we'll explore one of the hottest places on our planet where the temperatures reach up to 50 degrees. We'll visit some mountainous churches, and I feel like this is gonna be a very, very adventurous trip. So without further ado, let's begin this trip. So this is called chat? Chat. And it's consumed all over Ethiopia, Yemen, and it's kind of a stimulant, as you say. How do you feel when you consume, when you chew it? What are the effects?
You don't sleep if you chew this.
You don't sleep?
Yeah, you will be sleepless.
So it's better than coffee?
Yeah.
Better than coffee?
Yeah.
are discussing some taxi driver who can drop us to the next place. And this is how the local taxi looks like. Shattered glass completely. Hello. No idea how fast he goes, but there's a big Jesus photo. And just a few hundred meters away from the market, we got to a place where they recycle basically everything. This part recycles metals, so they just collect it from all electronics, etc. And then they also collect plastics, which they melt, recycle, and they get money for it. So here they are recycling the metals, and this is from some oil. So as you can see, it's quite a dirty work. We just got to this traditional Ethiopian restaurant, which we got served on this big bread called injera. And here you have different kinds of like sauces, vegetables, lentils, chickpeas, and you similarly like in India, you use the bread itself actually to just eat it with your hands. So let's try our first traditional Ethiopian food. One of the things that Ethiopia is really famous for is that it's the origin place of coffee. The first coffee originated right here in Ethiopia. The legend has it that a local farmer noticed that his goats were eating some small red berries and they were full of energy, so they tried it, and in the end that was the way how they discovered the coffee. And through Arabic Peninsula, it got slowly introduced also to Europe. And now we have arrived to the oldest coffee shop here in Addis Ababa. It was opened in 1960, and here you can taste the traditional Ethiopian coffee. So let's give it a try. First impressions, it's much more bitter than what I'm used to in Europe, and also it's much bigger. It's not like espresso, but it's really like a big cup of coffee, and the feeling to be drinking it at the oldest coffee shop here in Ethiopia, that's a nice cup of coffee. Good morning from the airport. Today we are flying to the south of Ethiopia to visit some of the most fascinating tribes you can find anywhere in Africa. Flying by this small prop plane, and it should take about 1 hour. So see you from a small town called Ababa. Well, this seems like a very big airport, and this is how the highway from the airport looks like. So we have just touched down a few moments ago to the south of Ethiopia, to a small town called Ababa, but we have the first issue right now because the main road we were supposed to go, it's completely gone because yesterday there was a big rain and it completely destroyed the bridge. Wait, the river is actually coming here. We have to go back because all the people are trying to save all the stuff there was left. So it seems that it happened just now, just a few hours ago after yesterday's rain, and we now need to find another way. It's pouring in. It's good. What's happening? Yes, it's just coming here. You see everyone is escaping because the river, a while ago, it was completely dry, and now the water is already here. So as you can see, everyone's running out. Well, this is insane. I think we have to go. Wait, so he was going to the airport in the morning and the bridge was still there. And he could normally go over the bridge. So it really happened just now. Yeah. Even the road now is blocked.
Seems we are stuck.
Do you think we can go through here?
Rekla. Proč tam stojí?
Okay.
Tenhle už ne, ten už neprojede. Počkej, teď už couvají.
Okay, so this seems... And it's completely flooded.
Morovci asi.
Well... This is the main big bridge, but this doesn't look good if the water is like this for a bit longer. The bridge doesn't need to survive. Now the road is already flooded, so we wouldn't be able to get to the bridge. The first tribe we met on this journey were the Dorze people. As we entered their village, they surprised us with this incredible dance. I'm getting traditional clothing of Dorze people, and now with this clothing we're gonna enter and see how they live, what are their traditions, how they prepare food, etc. One of the things that Dorze tribe is most famous for are the incredible skills of construction of these traditional houses, which can be up to 9 to 12 meters tall, and they are made out of bamboo. And throughout the time, the house slowly shrinks because firstly, the bamboo slowly at the bottom, because of the moisture, it gets rotten, and so the house is slowly shrinking, and also because of termites, which are also eating the lower parts of the bamboos.
When they come to visit the family, they have to step the stick here, and even they have a hat, they can put the hat back,
Okay.
and then they bend from their back.
So here, this is one bedroom.
Bedroom for the parents,
Okay.
and the children sleep here.
The Dorze people are also known for something else. They grow and process a plant called enset, often called the false banana. From its fermented leaves, they produce flour, which is then baked into a local bread that has been part of their diet for generations. Okay.
Take the whole bread, and then use the right hand, and pull it more.
And this is the result of the cooking process. We got traditional food. What is this? Some kind of traditional popcorn?
Yeah, popcorn,
Popcorn
roasted
style.
popcorn, but mix it with honey.
Okay, mix it with honey, and then this is from the fake banana tree. Dip it in the honey. It does taste kind of like a similar like flour, but the reality of everyday life here in Ethiopia is that there's a huge problem with petrol. This is the only functioning gas station I've seen all over South Ethiopia, and it works like this, that they open up, they have like tolerance of maybe 5 to 10 liters of petrol, and this is the queue for the gas. It goes all the way here And there, behind the wire, there's even more people waiting. There are like 100 people waiting for the gas because there's a shortage of petrol and diesel here in Ethiopia, and either you're gonna wait in the line, you don't know when the petrol is gonna come, or you have to buy the petrol or diesel at black market, which has a rate much higher than the petrol stations, and most of the people just have to wait. These kids next to the petrol station, they are just smelling the gasoline. They have a gasoline in their plastic bottles, and unfortunately they're already quite high. You see small kids, maybe not even 10 years old, are smelling the petrol. This is the entire queue just for the petrol station. See, in Europe you would just come and take the petrol. Here you have to wait for multiple hours or even days just to get the petrol. Good morning from another day here in South Ethiopia. Today we are starting the day with a boat ride on one very big lake here near the town called Arbuminch, and on this lake and on the islands around there are many crocodiles living, so we will now go for about 1 hour around the lake to try and see the crocodiles in action. After encountering a few crocodiles along the river, we made our way back to the shore and continued south, towards a town called Konzo. Along the way, we passed through countless small villages, so we stopped for a moment to see how people really live here. So last week, there allegedly was some conflict, and that's why there are many soldiers here carrying big guns, etc. You see, like this. It's just going onto some bus, and there are so many other people just walking behind us, also with the guns. So this is traditional, ordinary Ethiopian village. Here you just have a local shop. Hello. You can buy anything. Hello. And we now got the opportunity to even see inside some local houses. So this is how the traditional cooking looks like. Cooking, yes. And it's incredibly hot out here. Like here next to the stove inside this, you cannot imagine how hot is it. It's like 40-50 degrees. Yes, cooking. Okay, let's go.
What is your name?
My name?
What is your name?
My name is Pavel. What is your name?
My name is EU.
You. Okay, nice to meet you. So this is how one traditional, a bit more luxurious home in this village looks like. Here they have posters, they even have a small television. Then this is the bedroom, I guess for the whole family. So maybe 5-6 people need to fit in there. So this is the entrance to one family's area where they live. They have multiple small houses. You have their sheep, and this gate is there so that the sheep don't escape out. So this in the center of the village is this big group of long branches, and these are actually measuring the age of the village. See, because each branch is for one generation that has lived in this village, meaning that one generation is considered an 18 years old. So each tree, each branch that's here is marking 18 years of this village. So by counting the number of the branches, you can count how old the village is. And just by looking, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, at least 10 branches. So that would mean that the village is at least 180 years old, which is kind of mind-blowing. So this is the test of the maturity. If you are adult, you have to take this stone and throw it over your head. It's like 50 kilos. And I tried, it's definitely not very light. Wow.
You cannot.
Okay. Well, that's definitely not
Yeah, strong.
that light. And now we have arrived to one village where every evening there's a big market where all of the villagers arrive, come and sell their own stuff, different foods, vegetables, fruits, and also some clothes. So let's take a look and meet a few villagers. The next morning, we continued further south. Soon, we entered a region inhabited by the Bena tribe. They are famous for something quite unusual, walking on incredibly tall wooden stilts. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a few of them appeared right next to the road, so of course, we had to stop. We have just encountered one fascinating tribe called Bena tribe who use these big sticks to walk around when they are carrying the cattle, the cows, goats. It's also like a protection for against the snakes, so they basically can see from the top everything, even in the remote bushes.
Tak stoupni.
This one.
No, počkej, to je blbost.
Okay.
Okay.
This one balance.
Balance.
Go.
I will jump off, okay? Go.
እንድል በላቸው።
So about 15 minutes ago, I was flying for like 5 minutes with my drone, and then we continued further, and out of nowhere, two guys on a motorcycle approached us and said that we don't have a permit and that we need to pay a horrendous amount of money, like $400 or $300, just to be able to fly here. But even though we show them all of our permits, that we have official permit from Ministry of Tourism, from National Security Agency, or how is it called here? And honestly, I'm not sure if these guys are even some police or anything. They are just two random guys on a shirt with a shirt on a motorcycle, and most likely they are just random dudes that want to get a big bribe for flying the drone. So we are now sorting it out and let's see how it goes. In the end, our fixer had to give them a bit of money to let us go, and we continued further. Later that day, we arrived to the territory of the Hamar people. They are known for one of the most famous rituals in the Omo Valley, a ceremony where young men prove their adulthood by jumping over bulls, and where women get voluntarily whipped. We have just reached the part of Ethiopia called Omo Valley, which is known for having one of the most diverse group of tribes living here. And as we were driving, we got an echo that one village of specifically the Hamar people is doing a very special ritual. It's a ritual of bull jumping, meaning that the teenagers who are about to become adult have this adulthood test, that they have to jump over the bull, so they are finally considered to be an adult. So we have just got here after driving for God knows how long through a very remote off-road, and now we are walking to the village. Already here you can see the local houses. Local Hamar people are here just taking care of their stocks, of their cattle. I don't know for how long we will go, if it's 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, and we will hopefully see the unique ritual with our eyes. As the ritual continued, a big storm arrived and it started raining heavily. So unfortunately, because of the slippery mud, the final part, jumping over the bulls, was postponed. So after a while, we said goodbye and tried to find our way to our accommodation. So now we are on our way to a small town where we will stay overnight after visiting the Hamar tribe. But the thing is that the roads here aren't even roads, you cannot even call it like that, and because of it nobody is sure if we are going on the right way or no. And the thing is that you cannot even ask the local people because they don't speak the official Ethiopian language, so nobody understands them. So we are just trying to find a way and hope that we'll eventually reach the town. Good morning from the very south of Ethiopia. We are right at the border with Kenya and South Sudan, being like 10 or 20 kilometers. And now we will cross this Omo River. But we will cross it by a local boat. And I thought that it's gonna be some small boat, but I didn't expect it to be this small. It's literally just a log from a tree carved inside. These are the seats. But the boat is turning.
አርብቶ አደሩ አረቄ ጠጥቶ ምናምን ባላንስ ይስታል እንጂ ከዛ ውጪ ተገልጣ እንግዳ ጋር
We are almost here. Like, it's okay if we fall into the river, but the only thing that I care about is the back and the equipment that's inside. So hopefully you'll survive. We are almost here. I think this boat can win a title for the most unstable boat in the world. As we crossed the Omo River, we got to the area where Dassanah people live, who are semi-nomadic people. So they have these kind of provisional houses which they take with them. They load them onto their camels and then they travel somewhere, either in Ethiopia or even to South Sudan, to Kenya. And This is how they live. Now the men are taking care of the cattle or they are hunting some food. So only the women and the children are currently in this village. So we are gonna take a look how they live here. Of course, there's no electricity, no running water. It's just these provisional shacks from pieces of metal and wood tied together, and this is how they live. If you have a lot of cattle, you can have more wives.
Yes.
So you pay 20 cows for one wife.
Yes.
And you pay to the family.
Yes.
To the family, and they give you the wife.
Yes.
Yes.
They get married about 1.5, the woman age.
15 years old.
Yes. The
Okay.
man 22 like that.
Okay. Of course, in all of these houses, there's no electricity, no running water. It's just made up of pieces of metal, wood, all tied together. And in one house, about 5 or 6 people live. After meeting the nomadic Dassanah people, we traveled through small villages and eventually we arrived to the village of the Karo Tribe, who are famous for their iconic body paintings, and honestly, they look quite scary. And every Saturday you can find here in the middle of nowhere a big market where many tribes from this area come together and they sell their own stuffs. They sell their fruits, vegetables that they have grown. They sell their own product and they just exchange it. And as you can see, there's a lot of people. And with this, on the animal market, they then weigh all the animals that somebody wants to buy. So they put them here on this hook, and based on their weight, the price is set. After visiting the market, our time in the Omo Valley was slowly coming to an end. But before leaving, we met probably the most famous tribe in Ethiopia, the Morsi. They are known for the large clay plates worn in their lips. But this was also the moment where I started thinking about something. I want to be very honest with you about this whole experience in the Omo Valley. Because while everything you saw might look very authentic, the reality today is a bit more complicated. Over the past 20 years, tourism has changed this region a lot. In many villages, you now have to pay for everything: entrance fees, camera fees, phone fees. People quickly put on their traditional decorations, stand next to each other, and wait for tourists to take the photos. And sometimes it really makes you wonder, Are we witnessing ancient traditions or something that slowly turned into a kind of human zoo? You will also see many children running after you and shouting money, money, a behavior they learned in the past few years. And of course, when you see these kids, you want to give them something, but that's actually the worst thing you can do. And don't get me wrong, I fully realize that I'm also a traveler coming here, but I wanted to show you the full and honest picture of what visiting the Omo Valley is like today. Nevertheless, these 7 days in the south of Ethiopia were an incredible adventure. I hope you enjoyed this video, and in the next part of the Ethiopia documentary, I will take you to the north of the country to explore a completely different side of Ethiopia. So, see you soon.